Welcome,
Oh, well,
welcome everyone to Show Me Nourish Land. Thank you for joining us here today. I have a amazing guest that I want you to meet today, Mr. William Goodwin. He is the owner of the Leader of You initiative. So, welcome, William. Thank you for being here today. I have some questions that I want to ask because I want my viewers to understand how they matter. And you are absolutely phenomenal at really getting people to understand how they are a leader and how they can be a part of your initiative. So, why don't you start off with telling us about who you are and how did this really get started? I'm curious myself.
well, first and foremost, Michelle, that's very humbling introduction. I appreciate that. I'm just really a guide of life to help people navigate to find their core values and align them up with a vision, and then also find out how the words are being spoken over themselves, whether it's constructive or taken away from their life. And the reason for that is Um, for many decades, I went through my life and I lived it without fulfillment. I was not time intimate with the projects. I was putting everything I had into them. And the cost started adding up to the point to where I nearly lost my life after my liver failed, my kidney failed, and then it nearly cost me my family as well. And so, coming about at 50 years of age with all that, and you look back as you're laying on your bed, dying or your deathbed, and you just think, well, what was this life for? And that was no life. All right. Now, I know that there are many people are living that life, and whether they want to admit that or not, it's the truth
Yeah.
on it. And
Yeah.
especially in business, where you have these ideas that you really want something out of your life, you have a skill set that you're really good at, but there's a lot of components and support and direction are missing. And mainly is your what it is your vision and what your values are, true values. What are you chasing? Or is it really truly something that you want that's going to be meaningful as an alignment to you? Or is it just something that you wish for and it's attractive, shining, and that's what you want to go after, but it really doesn't fit on
Is that
it?
the
So
way is that the way you felt coming into being I really want to tap into this because there's a reason why, here at So Me Nourish, we talk about the nourishment of the mind and the body. And not just the mind and the body, but the emotions and the
it's
soul
soul.
and the
Yeah.
spiritual side of it. We talk about all of it
Mhm.
here. And I'm curious because I really want everyone to feel what I have felt in meeting you and hearing your story. So there is part of the story that people haven't heard yet is that William actually came out of his body and saw. He saw.
Why? Mhm.
He saw
I did.
himself. And he really, at that point, can I just say at that point, you really saw what your purpose was at that point or what God really was trying to say to you? Is that right or is that wrong?
No, it's totally right. In fact, it was a blessing to experience it. The first time it happened, I came out of my body and I was approaching hell, the pit. And my experience of that was horrific. And what I mean by horrific, that is, we don't realize that God is so intertwined in our design. And even when we don't acknowledge God, He's still there. And when you extract God out of your essence, your spirit, your soul, everything, then it's the exact opposite of what he created, which is, fear, faith. It's opposite, complete opposite. So everything that you experience is absence of God. All right. So I mean, if that makes sense. So
It
if you
does.
love, you hate.
Right.
If you have confidence in yourself, you have doubt. All
Right.
those anti parts of it. And it's just like you unplugged yourself from assurance and security of everything you had in your life. It's gone. And you're out there naked in the dark. And you know there's something out there that's going to suck you into a place that you're going to suffer forever.
Wow.
All right. And I don't know how to better explain it. It was just so overpowering. It woke me up as I was watching coming out of my body, looking down at myself, and I knew what was behind me. And I was scared. And every fiber of my essence, which I had my will, I had everything about me except for this muddy, fleshy core of mine. And I'm trying to crawl back in. And at that point, it doesn't matter how much you will it.
Right.
You're not in control anymore. And so I woke up during the middle of that operation. I scared the entire operating room. The anesthesiologist came out and told my wife, said, he tells you that he woke up screaming, trying to get off the table. It's the truth. It spooked all of us because we had never seen anything like that. And that's the intensity of it. And that's what we face. But the great thing is we can choose differently. And that was the awakening for me. It's like God is real and he's alive. And without him, I could see how horrific it was going to be. And I knew I was going to live in eternity like that. And I was not coming back from it. So that, I guess it went through another 6 months before my liver completely failed. And I ended up having to go into Vanderbilt. There's the only one that can actually take care of that. That unpacked what that was. And then while I'm laying there in Vanderbilt, when they say, you're not going to survive this, and we're not going to put the effort into it because there's no reason to lose a healthy liver that somebody could benefit from,
Right.
or for the effort to go through for us to have to do it and not survive. And then the chief surgeon came in 20 minutes literally after saying you're done, and make your amends and all that. I just asked God to forgive me, and it's like I'm sorry.
Wow.
And
Wow, because he actually gave you a chance.
I really
The
hurt.
doctor came back and gave you a chance.
Well, he did. Well, he did, but he had to show me something else. And this is the other miracle. 18 hours flat after 20 minutes of being written off by a chief surgeon who was moved by the Holy Spirit. I had a healthy liver. I mean, a healthy liver, one disease like it did not have hepatitis. It did not have any other, like AIDS or any other diseases that carry in the liver. As a nutritionist, we
Yeah,
carry a lot in our
yes, we
liver.
do. I'm surprised. As clean
And
as that could be.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it is, and because of that, I don't have to be on a lot of medications. I do have to take immunosuppressants.
Right,
I just keep my body from killing it
right.
from my own antibodies. But the thing is, 18 hours flat, healthy liver in me. At the same time, I got pulled out again. This time it was a beautiful way
Wow.
to go. I got to go through time, if you will. Everything time stopped. I was able to touch molecules as I was going out. They were still. And I just realized as I was going through, I was in a place that only God could exist because there's no vibration, no heat signatures. It was in perfect order. And I was at such peace that you cannot describe on this earth. It's impossible. As the Apostle Paul said, it's like peace none other. It is just not. It doesn't exist. It can't
Wow.
until you come to that. And I became in the presence of Jesus. And I was just washed over by his love and his peace. And I was just like, I didn't want to come back.
There's such a
Period.
calming that just came over my office. I don't even know how to explain this right now, but if you're watching this and you feel that calmness coming over you, you're being spoken to. I'm just telling you. Okay, so we're coming out of this right now. We're moving forward. You've got a
Well,
new leash on life.
hold on. Let me suggest one other thing real quick in that particular moment. All right, a question we asked, how do you know it's Jesus? Well, it's it's almost like genetically designed that you know who your creator is.
I was like,
And
I
it's
don't have
just
no
when
questions.
Paul
I,
was
I
blinded at the
definitely
road of
believe.
Damascus,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, I'm talking to people that might not,
yeah.
but a lot of people
If
that
you're if
believe,
you
that
got a
truly
question
believe
at
and
this
have the spirit
point,
in the
I
body of
want you to
Christ.
reach out to Mr. William and he'll definitely clarify for you. I got no questions. I'm telling you. I'm very calm right now. I'm very
Yeah.
at peace.
No, and that's and the people, I don't look at Christianity as a religion. I look at being Christian minded and advocate for Christ. It's a relationship. It always has been.
All right.
All right. So, I mean, we go to church and we go through all these emotions and things like that, and they're all got a little twist here and there. It's not that. It's a relationship with God first and foremost, and that's where you begin. But the thing is, He is Lord, period.
All
It's in
right.
a marker in us. And it's just as Paul, as he fell on the road to Damascus, said, Lord first, who art thou? Well, that's an oxymoron because he already knew it was the Lord, but he didn't realize it. It was almost like it was extracted out as an acknowledgement. He is Lord. And that's the way I felt. I knew right then. There was no questioning. And he was in energy. No words spoken, but I felt it. And that's when you feel at your core level. That's going back to what I work with It's the core, because we get so much junk cluttered around us.
Oh yeah.
We forget. We can forget what our core is, and it's energy. We work in frequency, vibration, and energy in this universe, and we're emotional. Men, listen up. Yes, you are emotional. You want to think you're big and brave and have all these stoic views of yourself, right? Don't show your emotions and stuff. That's the most destructive and harmful thing you could ever do to yourself and to your family and to your kids. So I'll go on that in another podcast. But the thing is, you need to connect with your emotions. That's first and foremost who you are, and you can't experience anything without it.
Do you feel before this whole transformation that you made that you actually showed your emotions prior to
Not
that?
really.
So you're more
No, I think
capable now of being in touch with that.
I'm more capable of coming to neutral. Before, I didn't know how to express my emotions, and
Mhm.
they normally come out if you're holding negative ones. They don't show.
Right.
They're either showing toxins in your body, it's gonna make you
As we
sick.
know, as we
Yeah.
know,
It's gonna get you in places where you get depressed,
right?
lonely,
Depression,
fearful,
anxiety,
all that
loneliness,
comes on.
all of
Go
that comes on.
drink like I did. I tried to numb myself, self-medicate, and that's why my liver failed ultimately after years of just being lost and not knowing who I was and what my purpose was in life anymore. And did I even matter? All right. And the world teaches you, the men, you're about to billfold, you're to provide, and you're about in the bedroom, how you perform and how you perform on the ball fields. That is a lie. That is not who you are. You do have certain
And
roles,
that's
but
not how I see men, but okay.
no, but you see, but that you don't, but you have eyes not to see. You see it for what it is, Michelle, and a lot of the
Right.
world doesn't yet.
Right.
And and so how when I came back, it's like, God honored me simply by saving me to give me these parts. Not only did I get the liver, I get a kidney. There's a whole story behind that because I got the kidney on my anniversary. I died on my daughter's birthday, the eldest daughter, and so forth. I mean, there's no refruiting God in this whole thing. But the point being is I'm back here with a purpose and intention to
Right.
help those align to what it is they were meant to be in the first place and understand how their emotions work, to feel them, experience them. Just like I tell anybody, it's like, you want to feel something? Go, don't do this. Go hit your finger with a hammer. You're not only think about it, you're going to scream, you're going to feel the
Right.
pain. All right. Why we feel the pain is a bigger question. And because we feel the pain, we learn from the
Right.
pain. Only people that change in their life, no, people don't change. They're at the core of who they are and the way they're built. All right. But what changes is our perceptions and how we relate, our habits, the way we think, our belief systems, all those change. So when you feel the pain reminds you, or even a cut. I got a scar with many cuts. It reminds you, I don't want to do that again. And
Right.
if it hurts bad enough, you're not going to do that again. You're going to find every which way not to do that again. And therefore, you are open minded to start learning ways to not do that again. And the only thing that supersedes that is such a big vision that you know exactly what you want you're after, and you don't need me. So,
So let's
so
talk about how this came to be. How did understanding that come to be what you have created today?
I had to find ways to open my mind to figure out what I didn't want to go through again in my life. And certainly when you're laying there with rehabbing yourself from a liver, you're split wide open. Anybody that's gone through heart
Right.
um, bypass and all those things, I mean, rehab's just it sucks. It's painful, but it's a place where you make it or you break it. To be honest with you, you choose.
Right.
You won't get better. You get to choose what caused that, and you get to choose, can I live a better life and a meaningful life with this next go around? Because when those things happen like that, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee right now that I'll be alive tomorrow. But what there is a promise of that my intention to help other people is still going to be the same today as it is tomorrow, to help them come out of the situation that could be in that I can serve. I'm not serving everybody in
Absolutely.
the world. I'm not meant to. But what the people that I can serve, I intend to help them and find their way through life and actually enjoy it. So
That's awesome.
have some fun. Yeah, so I had
That's
some fun. So
awesome.
really, it comes down to three elements really for me to help teach in alignment for people, and I have methods that help them, and they're grounded in God's words because I don't have to be right in this case because God's already right, and it's been proven since the beginning of time that He created us. It works, just like reaping and sowing. You may not believe in God, but reaping and sowing works, just like
Right.
gravity. All right, gravity works whether you believe or don't believe in God. And air exists. You don't see it, but you breathe it.
That's right. We breathe it, we
So
can't
all
see
those,
it, but yet we know it exists.
yeah. So you believe there's air because you're getting feedback there is, and you're able to live. So
Right.
it just comes into the basic equation. Like, let's find out what is your vision. What did you come equipped with? It may be muddy. That's fine. You may not have one at the moment, but I'm sure you get one because there is one. All
Right.
right. And a lot of times we just disconnect so far. We don't understand that we have a vision for life. And we've been indoctrined into doing this of life that we are expected to go create our time for hours. We're expected to do these things. And it's a pretty abusive system because at the end of it, like at our age, we end up getting like, we were hoping to be this and receive this and expect that. And it's like, just after this last bout of inflation, we may not have enough to live. All right, and then we're at this short runway now. What do we do next? All right, that's one thing I help other people with is there's a way I have a business in a box. Has 18 different ways to revenue as the coaching and teaching that's in it, and it's like $600, and it's a great opportunity to build something if you take it seriously, just like anything in life, and commit to it. So if I work just in a very simple framework of teaching the people how to relate to what they actually value in life, how they speak in their life over themselves and what they're creating or what they're tearing apart, and work with them their self-worth, because self-worth is really determining, it determines what's in your bank account, to be honest with you. It's direct correlation, believe it or not.
That's true.
But yeah, and just you. So take those three elements, and God works in three, always has and always will. So you're in the middle of this. What's your vision? How you're speaking, and what is it that you want? And because that's your destination, is what you want. But we got to get this part, the nucleus, lined up first.
Right.
All right. And then we get to get speaking right and find out what our blind spots are, our limited beliefs are, get clear on what we want out of our life, and then use the tools that come next. And that's what I teach.
And that's one of the things that I'm finding out here to be a big conversation. And you and I had talked about this once before, but there are many and viewers, I know you're watching, I know you're hearing me right now. There's many of you who do not know what your vision is. So my question to you, William, is how do they find their vision? How do they dive deep into them and to know that vision?
Really, it's simple. Everybody makes it difficult. A lot of times you just go back to your childhood. Michelle, let's, for example, what are some fun things that you enjoyed, found yourself in as a child when you were when you were not being told what to do or sit down, shut up, and be this, be that?
Right?
What,
Yeah.
where
I
was it?
really
Who was?
enjoyed being free. I really enjoyed being, around people.
Okay,
I enjoyed taking hikes, being on my, either being with people on hikes or being by myself on hikes because that was where I found peace. Um, but I really, for the most part, enjoyed being around people because I enjoyed serving other people. I enjoyed helping other people, and I think that's why I went into government at first, thinking I could, seeing how that struggle really was, moving into nursing. I was capable at that point. At the nursing side of things, I found my passion.
I yes, well, then it comes later. There's a lot of different outlets and tools and things like that. But when you were a little kid, how were you helping somebody else? If somebody got hurt, somebody was hungry, or when you're having fun,
I was
what
around
was
a
your
lot of, yeah, I was around a lot of kids who didn't have the life I was privileged to have. So if, I mean, my mom and dad owned a grocery store. So who didn't want to come to my grocery store and get a candy bar and a soda when you knew your mom was telling you, no, it's almost dinner time. You can go play for a little bit, but make sure you don't get any candy or soda. And, so I go sneak it out and take it out there.
All right. So one, you're serving people too, but you have to also be careful about enabling people as well from that.
Exactly,
All right.
exactly. So,
So I
but I
mean,
was
I'm
a
already
kid.
telling you. Yeah. Well, see, this is what I'm saying. Is all right. You're already serving. All right. You
Mhm.
care about others. You heal.
Yes.
And where are you today?
Today, that's what I do. I help people
Okay.
heal chronic illness and disease. That's what I do.
All right. Well, that's what I mean. It gets that simple. Well, I don't have your exact vision, but I can get you to a spot to what is possible in that vision.
Right.
All right. Think about the vision is back then and back now, or now your vision is because you've grown up and you got responsibility is financial freedom. And that's a natural thing that we want in our lives as well. But how do we get there? By finding our passion first. And that's envisioning it. So once we get there, then we understand what, and you told me core values about yourself. You have compassion is one of them.
Yeah.
All right, and you have love. So I'm already listening to your words come to me and identify at the core how you're created and what you love and what matters to you. And so when we start taking about that matrix, then I'm listening to your words too. Am I hearing, well, I might be able to, or I'll try to, or words that are like killing your belief.
Right.
All right. Yeah, now I know I can't think of the verse right off my head, but if you truly believe in your heart, like just enough faith of a mustard seed, I tell that mountain to move, it will move. Okay, well, that's biblical and it's given to us. It's still just as much alive today as it was when it was written.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and it's God's
Yeah.
word to begin with. He gave it to us. So what I'm saying is people believe, but they don't believe.
Right.
All right. So for
You're right.
example, I'll give a great example. We talked about this last time. For example, like say, I'm gonna go to the store. All right. And I'll be back in a little bit. Well, did I have any doubt in that statement in my words?
No,
Am I very clear?
you're very clear.
Well,
You'll be back in a little bit. You didn't define what a little bit was, and that's where I would come
but
in.
no, I didn't. Because I know that I'm gonna have a little time. I might get a little, go shopping a little bit or something like that. So I'm leaving it a little open end
Right.
on that. But what I am concrete on is I am getting out of my seat. I'm gonna walk through this house. I'm gonna get in my car. I'm gonna drive that car down the street and then go to the grocery store, get in the grocery store, get my stuff, get back in my car, and come all the way back home, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just forecasted the future.
Yeah, you did.
All
I
right.
mean, you did.
I really
You
did.
said
Because
you're
anything,
leaving, you're going to the store, and then you'll be
yeah,
back in a little bit.
yeah. I mean,
What
absolutely
happens in
true.
between
And
that time you're gone and coming back? You did
we're just in
forecast
the
that you were
house.
coming back.
Yeah, I was coming back. Now they not. So actually, I'm kind of believing a lie because lie isn't actually in belief.
And you're taking a
But
risk.
also, yeah, but so also be first because being is being
Right.
who we are as human. All
Right.
right. And so the leave part is in the Greek is truly what you want out of life, a directional word, action that it's kind of an assurance that it's going to happen. So
Yes.
when we say we're going to believe something, go back to that verse. Are you really believing that truth in your heart? We lose so much destiny, that things that we really want in life, just by that little seed of doubt. Well, let's flip that a little bit. All right. Let's look at it. I am going to build this vision that I have that's going to have 1 million people, and we're going to impact the world
Right.
by 2028.
Okay.
All right. All right. I said that in complete faith. When people speak and they have that vision, they'll say, I really want that, but I want to try to. I believe I can. All right. These little words of doubt that creep in and start killing your belief. All right. And so that becomes a mindset thing. And because we know the word was given to us first, and it is established in John 1. In the beginning was the word. The word was with God. The word was God, which states everything you need to know about creation. Because
Absolutely.
God didn't create without the word, because he spoke everything into existence, the heaven and earth. And he tells us in Genesis,
Yeah.
God had clear vision of exactly what he wanted to design. He already knew it way ahead of time, even before we existed, folks.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And he gives us a verse that tells us the size of a mustard seed, to have belief the size of a mustard, just that little thing, tiny. And you can move a mountain. Well, put two, put the two together. Faith and belief have everything to do in the outcome of your life. Now, there are seasons, there are things we need to learn to go through. We do have are called to the season of suffering. Manifesting is a big word out there that I ask the universe and it gives to me. Well, it may not. I would be very careful with that.
Be careful with my words if
But
I was manifesting in that sense. Yes.
yeah,
Be very careful
I
with your
would.
words. Yes, because your
Yeah,
words
because
matter.
manifesting may not be in alignment to what you really need in your life
Right.
and what God's will is for your life.
That's right.
So, okay, so I want to be very clear in this. And if you're a believer, you'll get this. We're at a supernatural. We have supernatural warfare. We have two principalities. One that wins the game, one that doesn't. But he's certainly not going to give up, and he's going to wreak hell and havoc across the world. And what's so clever about what he's done is he's separated centuries ago being first. As Jesus would go and pray before he went out and did anything. He found out what his father's will was. And he was being in the presence of, in the moment of, and getting that vision, the information, what's necessary in order to go do. What the devil is taking that whole equation to the left and throwing it out. He's got you doing first and hoping to be. And so we're now getting trained to do these certain things, and we have a hope to get an income, a hope to realize our dreams and vision, but you can't accomplish that at all without being first.
Right.
You leave that part of the equation, you're going to keep doing, you're going to make a bunch of do because you're doing, leaving piles everywhere. All right. So it becomes essential to keep a simplistic formula in your mind. First, be. And what is that? And I'll give you a tip. Start out simple. Declare something in the morning. Set the course that you want to go on, something that works towards your vision and your goals in a direction that it is purposeful, and you are being intimate with the time and usage and declaring it because you believe it to be. And I do that. Many times I find out at the end of the day, there's been a lot of attacks or diversions like that. At the end of the day, what I declared worked
Right.
because I believed it. I was firm. I was
Right.
intentional on it.
Absolutely.
And which way are you going to be with that declaration? Happy, joyful, creative, fun, helping, loving? Let's go back into the core words of being. What is the core words? Well, words are three-dimensional a lot of times. They surface level meanings like, worth or financial gain or something like that. And then, you got a thinking word, a strategy, how to get that. And then you've got a heart word to associate it at the beginning if it's no meaning thing as well. Because again, it goes back down to core words. It's heart, generosity most likely will get you there a lot quicker than a take.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if you
Awesome.
see there, I
That's
stacked the words.
awesome. I love this.
So what words are you speaking over yourself? You may be positive speaking, but in what ways don't matter.
Right. So our words do
Yeah,
matter.
we're more absolutely. And the words, as you were talking about earlier, spirit, you got to nurture ourselves all the way through. Same thing with the words. The words were spirit given to us. So start there, and what meanings are from the heart and the spirit of the essence of you. Everything else is stacked past that. That's the beginning of all things. Word.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. I'm loving this. Loving this. Okay, so you have a course coming up.
I
And
do.
this course, am I right? This course is going to be a course that they can attend with
Strictly the
you?
word. Yeah, it is. It's about an hour and a half long. It's about $39 per individual. A little discount for couples.
Okay.
It's great for empty nesters as well if they want to work together. That grounds them in a direction, rebuilds their life after the kids go. But I'm holding it this next coming Thursday, I believe the 16th, and at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Michelle will post a link on there, and love to have you as part of talking about the word. And there's a great way to find your word for 2025 that guides you. But more importantly, it starts giving you the tools and the mindset how to keep building on that and become self-aware of the words you're speaking.
And
And
that's
that's where it
something
all
I want to
begins.
tap into really quickly too, is mindset before we wrap this
Yeah.
up. We've spoken about words and how they have power. We've spoken about how, this all really came to be in the core values. But this all relates to mindset. This all relates to leadership.
Hmm.
So one of
Open
the things that
mind,
you and I both know is that we're all leaders of ourselves.
hence the leader of you initiative.
So tell us a little bit more about that and the mindset part of it, because there's a
The
lot that
mindset.
you do.
Well, okay. Well, if you want something to change, change your mindset, change your words, change your life. It starts there. If you don't change any of those, you don't end up where you are 5 years from now, not even know it. And is that the place you want to be in or not? And how much is it costing you to stay versus costing you to become something great and something excellent, something extraordinary that you wanted in your life? So that's where you start. Is that the truth?
That's
And or you don't
absolutely
get
the truth.
you don't get to it or not. Yeah, that's the way this life works. Period. So when you have that open mind, and that's when growth starts. And it starts from the inside. Everything starts from the inside in the dark, and it manifests out. And I use that word carefully, manifest, and that is the way it's supposed to be, the way it's by design by God. And
Absolutely.
so you grow
See,
that
you
way.
speak, you're powerful. I'm telling you, you're powerful when you speak, William. I'm telling you.
Well, it's just, I mean, it's not intentionally. It's just what's coming out because I know it's true, and this is by what God wants out of us, and that's what He put me back here to do. No matter what I go, well, I go back to do again, but whatever, help other people.
Right.
But it's
But you're not
when
doing,
you
you're being.
correct. I'm creating, I'm being, and I'm serving.
Exactly.
And so, as a servant, and I tell people I'm an authentic, confident, compassionate servant leader who stands for faith, joy, or faith, freedom, and joy.
Right.
But I'm more than that. Look at exactly this. This is how words matter so much. I am the creator, the great I am. All
Right.
right. So I am link me automatically to God by saying that. I am his reflection, his design, his build, and an adopted son because I turned my life over to Christ, especially when I met him.
Right.
And I felt what I felt was like that was a binary decision. You're going here or I'm going here. I
He
know where
came to
I'm
you to
going.
make a decision. He wanted to hear your
He
decision.
did.
He
He did. I
wanted to
did. Yeah.
know.
He went, was John 3:16,
Yep.
whereas he gave
His
his only
only
begotten
begotten
son
son.
to us because he so loved the world. He loved me, and I can put my name in that verse because he did.
Yeah.
And we don't believe that, but I know I believe it. He
Oh, I
did.
believe it. I believe it. He came and he said, William, I love you. And
He did.
I want to give you back your life, but what are you willing to do?
That's it right there. That is the essence in the nutshell, complete package. Are you going to be with me? I am your dad and I love you dearly, but I need
Absolutely.
you on board with me. We
Right.
got work to do. There are people hurting out there that need what you've been through
Right.
to serve them, to help them get through what they're going through now. And know they have somebody that will be empathetic with them and walk side by side. And
Absolutely.
this is what he put me back. So I have vision. It's clear. It took 5 years of after going through all the things I had to go through with myself and my wife. And every day it gets clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. Get to the point where it becomes so simple. I go back to the fact how much we cloudy up our lives, where it's a very simple process. Anybody can become successful in their life. And I don't mean fame, wealth, and all that nonsense. Successful being you in the things that God laid out for you to have in your life. So you enjoy your life and it's fruitful and it's showing fruit.
Right.
That's success.
That is.
And
Amen.
when you lift others up along the way, that's the greatest thing that could ever happen in your life because that's what fulfills you. It really does. And loving on
Absolutely.
people and let them know they matter. So really, I know we're at the end of time, and
Yes,
I
we
think that's
are.
been more.
We are. This was awesome. To everyone out here, William and I came to know each other over a leadership program that we took together, and we have built this beautiful, wonderful friendship together. And I have just absolutely enjoyed every moment of this time that I have had with you, William. And you know that we're going to continue our podcast
Mhm.
out on TikTok every Monday at 11:30 a.m. You've got your class coming up. It's the power of the word, right?
Yeah, power of the word in short form. It's like
Okay.
intentionally what words is going to fuel your 2025, vision, your being for 2025.
And I
But look,
will
let me,
attach the link to
yeah,
that. I will do
yeah,
that. And then you
folks.
also have the Leader Review Initiative. So,
Well, it is, and it's the course creation, it's mentorship. I'm here to community, folks. More importantly, you're not meant to do this alone. All right, forget
right,
that. And you might want to work on your weaknesses. That's great. But here's something for you. If you hate accounting, for example, but you love to leave your business, hire an accountant who loves to be an accountant who doesn't want to be in your
right,
shoe. All right,
right,
all right. The reason why is because you weren't meant to be an accountant. So quit trying to sharpening your weak spot of accounting and get somebody to support you.
right.
We bring a wealth of support and community between Michelle and I that can build any business to any level. We have that type of community in contacts around us. Connection and time are your two most valued assets in this life. When I say connect, use connect. Don't do
Right.
this alone. Leadership, Michelle mentioned leadership. If you're ready, seriously ready, and I'm not saying this lightly, I
No,
mean, are you ready for an interruptive change? Then
right.
contact us and we'll get you hooked up with it. But it does work. And it started in 1972 and has been putting out leaders for since then. I mean, tens of thousands of people. So we know it works. We're part of the process, but you better be
Absolutely.
ready for it.
Absolutely. We got to be ready for it. Yeah, you got to be ready to make that change. All right. Well,
Yeah.
William, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm going to have you back for intimacy of time. We're going to talk about intimacy of time here again. So hang in there, guys. I'm going to bring William back at another point in time. So show us your love on this one and subscribe today. Make sure you go over to theleaderreview.com. Follow William on all social media entities. And thank you so much, William, for being here. That's a wrap for today at Show Me Nourished. Have an awesome day, everyone.
God bless.